So I'm just double checking that we are in fact live, because it's always good to know if it's working, and we never really know if it's working. It's working. Hi everybody, I missed you last week. I am so sorry I wasn't here. I really did miss you. I was visiting my mama. So that's a different life lesson all unto itself. Everyone's got to visit their mama because that's just the way to go. And it was really nice to be with her and to be away. And so that was a treat and a joy. So, okay, I've got a great life lesson today. It's Elysabeth Alfano. And of course, we're back on Food for Thought, Life Lessons from My Vegan Kitchen. So I do it every Wednesday, 11:45 on Facebook. So be sure to check in and subscribe if you want to on YouTube too, and send it to your friends and all that kind of good stuff. So, okay, I'm going to go over one of my very favorite recipes, and I have to say, I think I invented this. And if I didn't invent this, if you know that this already existed elsewhere, don't tell me, because I'm really enjoying thinking that it's mine, and I came up with it all by myself. And how I did it was, oh shoot, I forgot, it's in the freezer. I'll be right back. Hold on, it's in the freezer, I'm coming. Okay. I believe I invented this, so you can just let me know. What I make is I freeze tofu. And when you freeze, I know people say like tofu, tofu. No, no, no. Tofu does not give you breasts. First of all, please stop that. That's a ridiculous thing to say. And it's not true. And tofu is good for you. And sure, like anything, don't OD on tofu. But a little tofu never did a little bad. So this is what tofu looks like when it's frozen. So what I do is I take, you buy tofu in the little carton. And I cut it up, I drain it, and I freeze it. And then I come back later and I defrost the tofu, but it's different now. It just has a chewier kind of taste to it. The texture's all different because it's been frozen. And then I pan fry it. So because nothing can happen without onions, I cut up some onion, and because I've got kale in my backyard, I take some kale. But if you have other stuff, it doesn't have to be what I'm doing now. I take a little red pepper, but again, if you don't like red pepper, do green pepper or something else, zucchini or whatever. I dice up some veggies. I use handy dandy sesame seed oil instead of olive oil, because as we know, I'm an olive oil freak, but sesame seed oil in this instance, and I use soy sauce. So soy sauce is very handy here. It really gives the tofu some flavor. And then I saute up my tofu, my frozen tofu, which had been defrosted, and I come up with a great topping for noodles or rice. I like to make rice. Couldn't be any simpler than brown rice right here. And of course, I used to think like, oh, well, rice, I can do that. And then it became apparent to me when my Ken gave me the very famous rice cooker that I cannot make rice. I'm actually not capable of making rice, and the only way to make good rice for me is to have a rice cooker. And the great thing about this is you put your rice in and then you go away. When you come back, miraculously it's ready. That's how to make rice, people. That's what's good about that. And then what I have, oh my gosh, I forgot a fork. I'll be right back. So sorry, I'm getting my fork because I want to show you how good this is when it's all done. So here's my thing. I'm back. Sorry about that. Lots of running around today. I'm back. So I've got rice right at the bottom. And then I've got my sauteed veggies over this. And this is what it looks like. It's a little bit bulbous now, my frozen and then sauteed tofu. And you can see it's kind of brownish. So it's been sauteed in sesame seed oil and soy sauce. And I'm going to take a bite because it's so good. Now, I think I invented this. I made this yesterday for dinner, but let me tell you, it's great as a leftover. So, I think I invented that. If I didn't, don't tell me, because I like to think I did. And that's just how it's going to go down in history. I've invented frozen tofu, but I'm sharing it with you. Okay, so now, life lesson for today, in addition to seeing your mama. God, I love this one, and I have to learn it all the time. And what's frightening or different to me, is that younger people, I think, need this more than anybody, even more than people my age. So the currency I really care about it's not money. Sure, I like dollar bills, y'all, like everybody else. But what I really care about is time, because I only have so much of that, and I can't get that back, and I can't make it back, and I can't squeeze it back. What I really care about is time. And so how I spend my time, like I'm not hanging out with people who are negative, and I'm saying no to projects that don't interest me, and I'm only picking the work I want to do. All this stuff is really important because I'm not wasting my time. And in the same kind of vein, money there's a limited supply of it. And when you spend it, it's gone. But what's even more important to me, again, sort of like the currency I care about is time, what I really need to care about how I spend is my energy. Because it's very hard to get that energy back. And when I spend it, it's gone. So I'm finding with cell phones that are basically keeping you involved in work or some kind of mind jog 24/7, I never get a break. And I'm finding by the time I get to the end of the week, I'm exhausted. But it's not only that I've been hit by a Mack truck. I look at all my girlfriends who are 20 and 25, and they're getting their first job, or they're getting out of school, or they're cramming for exams, they're trying to find that internship. All the 21-year-olds I know are equally as fried, and they all look like they've been hit by a Mack truck too. So when you think about your financial resources, and we try to save, and we try to get more of it, all that sort of stuff makes sense. Think about your other resources in your life, like your energy and your time. And so I find that I have to put myself on like an energy budget. I know that sounds crazy, but if I don't budget how much energy I spend and where I spend it, I'll be fried by the end of the week. And then I'm no good to no one. Certainly no good to myself, and then I'm no good to any of the projects that I'm working on, because I just, you burn out, and you fry yourself, and then there's nothing left. So as I'm in it for the long haul, as we all are, and as I want to continue to do super great project after super fun project, I want to have the wherewithal to still, have lots of energy and not be burnt out on things, not just physically, but also like mentally. You get sort of, I don't want to get jaded or feel like, oh, one more project, or I don't want any of that. So some of the ways that I save my energy, protect my energy, is I really try to keep Sundays to myself. I try to stay away from that phone, that evil, evil phone. I try to read or lie down, or I love naps. I didn't invent naps, but I sure do love them. So I take a nap, or Ken and I like to travel, and getting the heck out of Dodge, that's a lot of good. And then of course there's nothing more rejuvenating than, in addition to hanging out with my Ken, being with my animals that I love. So okay, so those are some of the tricks I do to just kind of rejuvenate and keep it all together. But hopefully you'll just kind of keep that in mind too. Protect your energy, and time is the currency we really care about. So, okay, beautiful people, I'm gonna get back to eating my invention of frozen and then sauteed tofu with kale, because it's in my garden. And if you want to join me every Wednesday, I'm always here. Sometimes I run a little late, or maybe I'm visiting my mama, but otherwise I'm always here on Facebook, 11:45 LA time. That would be 1:45 Chicago Standard Time. And it's every Wednesday. Otherwise, you can always go to my YouTube channel, Fear No Art with Elysabeth Alfano, or the Celebrity Dinner Party with Elysabeth Alfano. Go ahead and subscribe, and then you'll get the videos every time they come up. That way you don't have to depend on the live, or just hang out with me every lunchtime on Wednesday. Mwah! As always, great to see you folks, and enjoy the invention. Bye, peeps.